What is going on YouTube? This is Justin Starcher. Real quick video. It's been a while. I want to apologize to everybody out there who, watches my videos and who likes my videos and comments on my videos and subscribes to my channel. It does mean a lot to me. I've been away for a little bit, but everything's going good. I'm doing good, and daughter's doing well. I know a lot of people ask about my daughter, and yeah, she's doing very very well. But with all that being said, just real quick, got off of work today about 5 o'clock, and I was thinking, well, I can go ahead and go home and do this, do that, do some laundry or whatever, and I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and hit a couple of thrift stores. So I went to the thrift stores, and I went to actually I went to one on my lunch break, and it's one I've never been to, and that was crazy. It did say thrift store on the front of the building, but most of the stuff in there weren't thrift prices. I guess maybe their definition of thrift prices are anything less than what it was retail. And there was a pair of True Religion jeans. I saw the patch on the back and almost fainted. And then when I saw the price tag, I almost fainted again. They wanted $20 in a thrift store for a pair of True Religion jeans. That's all fine and dandy. I mean, they'll get it, but for someone like me that's looking for buying something at the rock bottom, that's not going to work. So I was in and out of that store in about 15, 20 minutes. They had a couple items I almost went for, but I just kind of was just kind of really scoping it out and just kind of seeing what was going on. But they were just way overpriced, and they were new too, and they were actually right beside, really near my work. So I thought that it might be a good opportunity for me, but they said they have only been open for 2 months, so they said that they would reduce stuff as it didn't sell. So we'll see what happens. After I got off of work, I went to a Goodwill and I went to another thrift store, and I probably spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours total, and went through probably about I went through most of the men's clothing and just kind of browsed real quick through the women's clothing. Didn't see a whole lot. And one I did pass up on some. There was a few items that if I would have bought them, they probably would have sold. They probably wouldn't have sold right away. It would have been like a long tail item, but they definitely would have sold for some profit. So I might actually go back and get those. We'll see. Um, but the one thing I wanted to talk to everybody about today is, I have an eBay store, and this time last year, I want to say that I was at probably about 170 listings, and 90% of the items that I was getting last year, I was acquiring them free. My mom was downsizing. She was getting rid of a bunch of stuff. She would just give it to me, and I would just throw it on eBay. No research. I mean, it was free. I mean, so that's what I did. But now, I'm having to buy, you know, most of my items, and I'm being really, really selective, which is a good thing. But I went out today, and I was like, man, I was out there for 2 hours, and I didn't pull the trigger on anything, and I'm like, and how, did I leave any money on the table? And I mean, I probably did. I mean, there are probably some items out there that I need to go back and get. And as I was driving away, I was like, tomorrow's another day. We'll see what happens. But I want to challenge myself. I really want to take it to the next level. There are a lot of people out there right now that are crushing it. There was a hangout last night, I believe, and just I hear time and time again, from different people. There are people out there that you have never even heard of, and then all of a sudden you hear, and they're crushing it. They're crushing it. So if they can crush it, you can crush it, and if you can crush it, I can crush it. So let's crush it. What I want to do is, I want to talk about two items I did sell. I do have 46 items in my store. this time, I think I said earlier, this time last year I had around 167, 170. But I have 46 items in my store, which is to me not acceptable. And I will talk about that in a minute. But I did sell 2 items today. I sold a Turnpike bike helmet for $21.99 shipped. $21.99 shipped. That was new with tags, and I also sold a GE single serve blender, and I sold that for $33.84 shipped. $33.84 shipped, and that was new with tags. So even though we do talk a lot, here about used and all that stuff, don't pass up on the new stuff, especially if it's something that somebody can use every day, like a blender or a bike helmet. Because you remember, safety first. All right, so this video is running long. We're at 6 minutes. What I was saying earlier is let me backtrack. Christmas is right around the corner. This is a good time for anybody and everybody who wants to be serious about eBay. I wouldn't say so much about the beginner, but maybe the beginner, but the medium or the medium and the experienced sellers, they all know that right now is a time while sales are slow to load up on the inventory and get it listed, because when Christmas time rolls around, and I'm talking about like October, November, December, even September, that you're going to see an increase. So now, if you think that your sales are slow, it's okay. Take that time, put quality items in your store, and in a month or two, it's going to pay off. You'll make up for your slow time. But for me, we're talking about me today. We're talking about me. I'm at 46 listings. I have 3 unsold items. A click of a button, I'll be at 49. I had a goal at the end of last year. Well, yes, at the end of last year, that I wanted to double my sales, and I wanted to double as far as the number of items, active items that I had in my store. Well, if you were to go by what I am doing now, sales-wise, I'm not there. And item-wise, I'm definitely not there. But it's July. And I can actually, if I'm smart, I can double my sales in the last 4 months alone in, September, October, November, December. Just if I take this opportunity now and put quality items in my store. But how am I going to do that? What am I going to do to motivate me? Because I do go to a job 40 hours a week, and I do work, and I do have my daughter, for a good stint amount of time. So I need to have a little extra boost. So I was thinking today while I was at work, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Justin, what are you going to do? How are you going to come home from work, and instead of getting on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, what are you going to do to go right? As soon as you walk in the door, start listing. So I was thinking, Chad has a challenge going on right now. It's $25 challenge, which I am getting ready to partake in. But I have a challenge myself. And when I said Chad, I mean the Golden Finger Picker. My challenge is this, and this challenge is to the Golden Finger Picker. I was in your store the other day, and I looked, I was in there today, and I looked, and you have 125 items. And I get a lot of, questions that I don't actually ask you personally. I actually go to your store and just kind of look at certain things, the way that you're doing things. And you've been probably at consistently, I would say, between 125 to 160-ish listings. And I'm sure you don't mind me saying that, because Chad does in business with 125 to 160 listings, as a lot of people do with 400 listings, or even 5 or even more. I mean, he does really, really well. But Chad, I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to a listing competition. I might be off my rocker. I could be wrong. But I think in the long run, it's going to help me out. And maybe in a small little bit, it might even help you out. As far as if you see if I'm catching you in this listing competition and it pushes, YouTube get an extra 25 or 30 or 40 or 50 items out there and so it's just a listing competition. And my competition challenge to Chad Golden Finger Picker is this. Right now, with the click of a button, I'll be at 49 listings. I'll be at 49 listings. Right now, you are currently at 125 listings. I would like people who see my video to comment down below and let me know what the loser should do. If Chad loses the competition, Golden Finger Picker, or me, Justin Starcher, loses competition, what is what should the loser have to do? I would love to go out to Florida sometime and visit Chad and his family, and maybe it's a dinner, maybe it's something like that. But my challenge to Chad is this: the first one, starting today, to 250 active listings is the winner. And it doesn't matter how you get there, and this is on eBay. It doesn't matter how you get there, but the first one that if you were to go into my store and it would show my store 250 active listings, or your store 250 active listings, and I'm talking about 250 individual active listings. I'm not talking about you have 20 of one item. I'm talking about 250 individual items. That's my challenge to you, Chad. Do you accept my challenge? Do you accept it? 250 items right now. I mean, are you down? Do you want some of this? 250 items. I'm thinking I've done a little bit of just a little bit of a little bit of math, and I'm thinking for me, we're looking at about between 20 and 30 days. And that's a long time, because I've heard a lot of people on YouTube say that they can knock out 50 listens in a day. So if that is true and you are one of those guys, then that means that you could be there in 2 days. So I'm taking a chance with this, but it's all good. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to this video. Chad, do you accept my challenge? First one of 250 active listings. Hello, Chad, are you there? I don't hear anything. Yeah. Chad, are you listening? Everybody have a good night. This has been fun, and this will be fun. And what I'll do is every day is I'll go ahead and say that the 3 items that I have unsold that I'm going to relist, I'm going to go ahead and count that. That's 49 total items for me as of today, 125 for Chad as of today. The first one at 250. Who's going to win? Later.